On most betting sites, the Toronto Blue Jays over-under for wins this is set at 81, exactly .500 baseball. Last, the team won 76 games amidst a cavalcade of injuries to key players that included top starter Aaron Sanchez and all-star third baseman Josh Donaldson. What you need to know for the 2018 MLB The thinking goes then, that with slightly better luck, Toronto should improve this, if only slightly. After all, Sanchez made just 8 starts last year while Donaldson missed almost a third of the Fangraphs, an analytics website, is even more optimistic than Vegas, projecting Toronto to finish the 86-76, following an off-season spent hitting transactional singles instead of homers. It's safe to assume the Toronto brass is betting that its ace and superstar can once again combine to bring meaningful baseball to Canada. Improved depth was atop Toronto's wish list this winter. Outfielders Curtis Granderson via free agency and Randall Grichuk via trade with St. Louis were brought in to provide upgrades on Ezequiel Carrera and Jose Bautista, respectively. Trades for infielders Yangervis Solite and Aledmys Diaz were meant to add reliable depth behind the oft-injured Troy Tulowitzki and Devon Travis. And no, Ryan Goins and Darwin Barney do not count as reliable depth. Those names don't exactly pop off the page. Nor do bullpen additions Tyler Clippard, John Axford and Sung Hwano. The Jays also added number 5 starter Jamie Garcia, who struggled with the Yankees in 2017 with a 4.82 ERA across 8 starts. He made just 1 appearance, as a reliever, in the postseason. All of those additions are better than the host of players used in those spots last, from Barney to Joe Biagini to Matt Latos. Should injuries strike once again, the Blue Jays are far better equipped to handle them. Ace in the hole still, what the Jays really need is for Donaldson and Sanchez to be healthy. They won't make the playoffs if that doesn't happen. 2 years ago, Sanchez led the American League with a shiny 3.00 ERA. Amid endless conversation about an arbitrary innings limit, the starter continued to perform above expectations by limiting walks and inducing ground balls. Aaron Sanchez is healthy and ready to go for the 2018 after making just 8 starts in 2017 because of a lingering blister problem. Frank Guns, the Canadian, pressured Sanchez not be dealing with a blister in 2017. Toronto might have received 150 more innings of quality pitching. Instead, their presumed ace made through just 36 innings across 8 hapless starts in which he was just 1-3. A healthy from Sanchez might have prevented Toronto from spending all but one day, the final day, in the basement of the AL East. The 22-year-old was an ace. Now, the Blue Jays ace in the hole. The Donaldson question. Then there's Donaldson, who has already endured minor injuries in spring training. The 32-year-old didn't make the trip to Montreal because of concerns about the artificial turf in the Big O. On Sunday, Donaldson hardly put in any lingering concerns to rest. I wouldn't say I feel amazing right now, because I don't. The Jays could amass all the depth they want. If Donaldson misses a significant chunk of it, they will be starved for offense. He played in 113 games last, hitting .270 in 415 at-bats with 33 home runs and 78 runs batted in. But, with a potentially massive payday looming, the pending free agent should be hungry to stay healthy and perform this. Donaldson's success on the field will likely determine the team's success in the standings, perhaps even beyond 2018. If the 2015 MVP starts strong and has the Blue Jays thinking playoffs into July, team president Mark Shapiro and GM Ross Atkins might look to add at the deadline. At the very least, contract year players such as Donaldson and starters Marco Estrada and J.A. Happ will remain with the organization through the Bo and Vlad loom. However, if the Blue Jays have a repeat of last year's 2-11 start, things could get ugly fast. The front office would have to consider dealing Donaldson to a contender and returning some value on the slugger before he hits free agency. Toronto, in this case, would do best to tank the 2018, and likely 2019, too. From there, eyes would shift from Sanchez and Donaldson to top prospects Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The message from management would be a focus on the future. Speaking of Bo and Vlad, don't expect to see them miss. If the Jays are playing well, that would likely mean no room. And if the Jays struggle, then there's no point starting the prospects' service clocks. Both will start this in AA. Alas, the highly touted infielders are a couple years away. For now, the Blue Jays are mired in the middle, lodged in a familiar spot with most projections placing them third in the division behind the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees.